With the delay of Town Center, are you in favor of moving forward with the Doheny Village Specific Plan? And we'll start with Scott.
Absolutely. Building upon my last answer, the genesis of the Doheny Village Specific Plan was, you look around the town, you say, how do we add more value to this asset? How do we create more value so that we can get folks interested in bringing dollars out here to invest in it? And you have beautification projects, the trees and the medians, our wonderful park maintenance. You know, look at this harbor, absolutely stunning. We have great public safety in the city. And I looked at the one part of town that was probably the most challenging in terms of beauty, conduct, all sorts of interesting issues out there. And I think anybody who spent much time out in Doheny Village would agree, and said the first step toward adding value there, the first step towards you know, creating that that city that we all want to live in, is a specific plan, so that you can then, you know, come out and look and see, no, it isn't going to be that way in 1, 2, 3 years. In 10 years, it's going to be completely different. There will be a specific plan that everybody can be proud of. So when Mayor Weinberg took office in 2010, I said, Stephen, let's sit down. Let's see if the City Council will proceed with this. So we did. We got Roma Development, Boris Dramoff, who did an outstanding job on Town Center, on board. And we said, take this piece of town, which is very, very challenging, and let's make it not only a better place than it is, let's make it the nicest place in town. Let's make it the linchpin. If Town Center is its heart, let's make this area its soul. Let's make it our performing arts community. Let's make it all of that stuff. It all starts with a plan. So absolutely, I would be in favor of proceeding with that. It's adding tremendous value to the city. It's going to add a mobility solution throughout the city. And by the way, all of the planning funds that have been spent so far and that are budgeted to be spent in the near future were obtained through a state planning grant. So we're not looking at city tax revenues for that. It is a tremendous investment in the city. I'm very proud to have been a part of initiating it. Thank you.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Carlos?
The Doheny area probably is one of my most favorite areas. It's the line in the sand that was drawn, that began our Tri-City area, and it was called San Juan by the Sea, and that was in 1887. So that's where we kind of began as developing this, our Tri-Cities area. So I have kind of a fondness, and being a historian, I kind of have a fondness for that area, for our beginning and our roots. The question is, should we start Doheny before or during or parallel with the town center? It all goes back to project management. When you go back to there, you got to look at funding. Where is the funding going to come from? I'm an advocate of no bond issues, no taxes, increase in taxes to pay for this. So as mentioned earlier, we're looking at our tourism, our increase when the economy comes. We need to prioritize where our resources are. If our city staff or our consultants, we're going to have 2 sets of consultants working at the same time, maybe more staff to be working at the same time on 2 parallel projects. I'd like to see them started and get going as soon as possible, but I have to look at it from a project management point of view also.
All right, thank you, Carlos. Norm?
Yeah, I think the getting started is not the issue. I think coming up with all the good ideas that I've heard from many of the town residents is great. You know, whether we have an performing arts center down there, which I think a lot of people are interested in, a artist loft type concept down there where we could have painting and ceramics and other types of things available to people, as well as most recently I sat with a resident that came up with the idea, let's partner with UCI and come up with a little research incubator spot for starting small entrepreneurial type businesses. They're green, they're nice looking, they don't become industrial centers, but they become places for good ideas to start, and UCI is a place that likes to partner with that type of environment. So there's a lot of ideas on on the table for this challenged part of town, and only good can come from us going forward with a world-class designer like the Roma Group and looking at how we can make that into a showpiece. And also another important issue, I'd like to see the connectivity between that side of the river and this side of the river through bike and pedestrian walkways, so that we don't have to go down underneath the overpass there when it gets flooded in the wintertime. So a bike trails continuation, I think, would be an excellent part of that design. So I'm all for it. Let's get going. Let's have big ideas. Let's find ways to get public and private money working in the Doheny Village.
All right, thank you very much, Norm. Ed?
Pigtailing back to my original answer, I am a proponent of moving forward on all the revitalization programs here. And in particular to this question, I have 2 young children at home. The legacy that I would like to leave for our kids and all the residents of Dana Point is to get the program moving a little bit forward. We have great plans. I think we're capable as a city to work multiple projects at the same time. Sure, we have to be financially sound, and we have to manage projects as Carlos referred to. But I think Scott hit the nail on the head. We have world-class people involved. We follow the format of making sure that we maintain local control. We get the private and the public really becoming partners in getting this thing off the ground. I think all residents will benefit from that, and it's a proud legacy we can leave for our children and the future residents of Dana Point.
All right, thank you, Ed.